Located in the town of Lewes, East Sussex, the Anne of Cleves House is an important example of medieval architecture in England. It is named after Anne of Cleves, the fourth wife of the Tudor king Henry VIII. Anne, the daughter of Duke and Duchess of Cleves, married Henry VIII in January 1540. Unfortunately, the marriage did not last long and ended in annulment in July 1540. The house was thus given to Anne after 2 years through a favourable settlement after the annulment. This settlement made her one of the wealthiest women in England at the time. The Anne of Cleves House was home to various tenants and owners throughout its history, leading to a variety of architectural styles being incorporated in the building. The house was originally built as a timber-framed building known as the Wealden Hall during the 15th century by a yeoman farmer. During the dissolution of monasteries, the house, along with the nearby Lewes Priory and Southover Manor, was given to Thomas Cromwell, who served as Henry VIII's minister. After the death of Anne of Cleves, the house passed on to several owners, including J. Saxpis, who added to the checkerboard porch bearing his initials and date 1599. The house is entered through the hall, which now serves as a shop and the reception area. A passage leads to the East Room, which is one of the remaining portions of the original 15th century structure. It features a high-status parlour with canopied stone fireplace. This indicates that the house was used as an inn for the visitors to the Lewes Priory. In the 15th century, the East Chamber was partitioned and a service chamber was added behind it. The service area was used to store beer. There was a stone-vaulted cellar accessible from this room. The cellar is a remnant of a much older property dating back to the 13th or the 14th century, which would have existed on the site. A staircase leads to the bedroom on the first floor. It was one of the primary rooms of the house and was divided into 2 parts called the Great Chamber and the Hall Chamber. During the 15th and the 16th centuries, the bedroom functioned as a social space where guests were received privately. The construction of the Hall Chamber reflected the high status and grand scale of the house. In the 15th century, the Great Chamber might have been used as a dormitory by the visitors to the inn. During the 16th century, several new features were added, such as a chimney at the western end of the room. Towards the eastern end of the Great Chamber is the wagon loft, which was later converted into the Saxpis Gallery. The room is built over the original cartway and was used as a storeroom or a loft. Throughout the bedroom, one can also see several examples of carved woodwork. The next room is the parlour, which was constructed in the 16th or the early 17th century. This was occupied by the women of the household, where they used to carry out dry works such as spinning, mending, embroidery, and keeping the accounts. Originally, the room had a ceiling and was subdivided further. The kitchen was added to the main body of the house in the 16th century after the addition of the chimneys and fireplaces made it safer to work in a kitchen. One can see a cauldron hanging from the fireplace where food would have been cooked. Essential components of the kitchen can be seen, such as bread ovens for bread making, storage spaces, and utensils and ingredients used for preparing food. A door at the other end of the kitchen leads to the garden, which was designed keeping in mind tudor planting. The building at the back of the house, now showcasing the Lewes and Iron Galleries, served as a malt house during the later period. At present, visitors can see collections detailing the history of Lewes, as well as examples of ironworking industry that flourished during the Tudor period. During the 18th century, the house was purchased by the royal family and remained in their possession for 130 years. In the early 1800s, the condition of the house deteriorated and it was leased to tenants. It came to be known as the Porched House and was subdivided further to accommodate tenants. At present, the Anne of Cleves House is managed by the Sussex Archaeological Society and is open to the public to visit.